All right, perfect. So welcome to the call, everybody. It is October 9th, 2018, and you're joining us for our live Zoom training called uh, The Road to Diamond by February 1st, 2019. Really excited to be able to share this information with you to help you get on track to going diamond. We've got a lot of special things. First off, we obviously have the $10,000 cash bonus, which is a one-time cash bonus, and it's paid in full. Which is surprising to a lot of people, but I think that's the way it should be. And Danny and I both agree with that. So we're really excited to be able to share that. And then what Danny's done is he's thrown in an additional personal $5,000 CEO bonus, totaling $15,000 cash bonus, along with everything else that you're going to be earning along the way, with all the different trips at Ruby and Emerald and Sapphire. There's all of those great things that you'll be able to achieve as well. And so we're really excited to be able to help guide you on this journey with Living to be able to create something that's going to be amazing for you and your family. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the leadership training. And I'm going to share my screen here so that this is available in your back office. So you can actually download this and you can see it for yourself. Let me just see here. Of course, it's not going to show up now, so hold on. All right. Perfect. Okay. So here's our leadership training, and it's like I said, it's available in your back office. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk through this. Bruce and I are going to go through the details, and every once in a while we'll step back and join into our. We'll draw on the whiteboard and kind of detail some things out for you. But the following Living to Be business building programs are designed to combine and recognize both activity and structure for long-term growth and profitability. And that's kind of what we're really focused on here. The road to diamond is something that is easily obtainable when you work together as a team and you focus on different aspects of team building and working with each other. So this kind of breaks it down. And the first part of this is the Foundation Maker program. And it's designed to focus your activities for achieving maximum results. By focusing the proper activities and developing successful patterns, you will be creating successful habits, not only for yourself, but this is where the process of duplication comes into building your business. It's all about duplication. So by following the Foundation Maker program, you will be following a proven and effective set of activities. And these activities, when done consistently week after week, which is why we have our weekly ranking system, will create momentum and long-term growth. And that's why it's key to get everybody on the same page. So here's the following 5 steps to this, okay? First off is follow the Foundation Maker blueprint, which is what we're gonna be going over tonight, by sharing the product and the opportunity a minimum of 15 times each month. So that's just kind of like a bare minimum, just to kind of be able to get out there and share the information. The second part of that is have 375 PV and personal volume each month, which can be a combination of personal sales and personal use, and it can also be a combination of customer sales as well, which is just a regulatory thing. It's equivalent to a grand VIP package for $4.99, and so that's kind of how that works out. And then with the skincare packages, it's in the middle there. So the third thing is that you want to personally sponsor a minimum of 1 new affiliate each week. And again, these are just the bare minimum for you to be able to get in that business and that business mindset. Number 4 is become a VIP within 48 hours and help 2 affiliates become VIPs within their first 48 hours. And the reason for this, for me, especially with building a business, when you first have somebody coming into the business and they've invested some money, they've invested their time and energy, and they've kind of moved forward in wanting to build a business, the first thing that you can help them do is to really get involved in their business by helping them personally sponsor those 2 people. Now, obviously, that's going to trigger them to become that first rank, which is a VIP. But remember, in the compensation plan, we have a VIP maker bonus, which is there to help you to kind of drive your business. And it causes everybody else to want to drive that business as well. And so you've got a VIP maker bonus by when you help 2 people grab their first 2 people, then you'll get that VIP makers bonus. So that's really the power of it, because that creates the duplication throughout your system, throughout your business. And then number 5 is get tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to the Living to Be support system. Read, listen, and participate in the parties, events, calls, and Facebook groups. We've got everything covered. We've got calls every day of the week Monday through Friday. Then we have webinars on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, to help you build your business so that you can build your business 7 days a week. And we've even got automated calls so that if you can't make it to the weekly calls or you can't make it to the webinars, everything is available to you online so that you can actually be growing your business no matter what's going on. So that's the first part of it. And then what we're going to get into is called the Gold Rush program, okay? A Gold Rush is an affiliate who is someone who has personally sponsored 12 affiliates in a 90-day period and helped those people become VIP. And so this program will greatly increase your effectiveness and help you to create momentum and stable growth in your business. Because again, it's not just about you personally sponsoring those 12 affiliates, but when you get people involved into the Gold Rush program as well, they'll be doing the same thing. And so that begins to have a compounding effect. And if you don't understand what compounding, efforts are, it's because everything begins to build upon itself. It's not just you, then it's 4 people, it's 8 people, it's 16 people, then it's 32 people, and it starts to grow in that kind of magnitude. Excuse me. So the mini Gold Rush program was developed as a means of breaking the 90-day Gold Rush program into a simple to achieve 30-day goal and objective. And that's really where the power of this comes into. Every time I work with somebody on the phone or I work with them and building their business, it's all about taking the information and chunking it down so that it doesn't become so overwhelming to you. It allows you to be able to break things down. And so that 30-day mini Gold Rush is really about you kind of just focusing on the next 30 days to be able to create and maintain that momentum building your business. And when you see the weekly activity that we're going to be talking about, you'll start to see how the growth will begin to happen. Okay, so following this pattern and teaching it to others, again, that's the key. Teaching it to others and duplicating it in your business will greatly enhance the productivity level in your organization. So these Gold Rush and mini Gold Rush programs were developed to direct your energies and focus into building the depth of your organization to unleash stability and long-term growth. So we get into the mini Gold Rush, which is the first one. This is a 30-day goal, and this is month 1. And we're going to talk about how, the first month is where you're really getting out there and you're starting to build your business, and you're going to help 4 personally sponsored affiliates become VIPs in your month 1. And I know that the way that it's drawn out here is something that, some people look at it and they go, is this a binary? And it's like, no, it's just a way of being able to structure and organize your business so that you can understand that this is how you're going to build. I mean, if we try and draw it out, I think Dr. Bruce is going to show us a little bit, if you draw this out in a different way, it's the same thing. It's just that for space and design purposes, it needs to be shown like this so that you can see it. But Dr. Bruce, if you want to touch on a couple things real quick with this, that would be great. If you wanted, did you have that drawn out for people?
I do, in fact, have it drawn out.
Okay. Let me stop this real quick and I'm going to pull you up. Go ahead.
Yeah, good. Hey, gang, thanks. So here's the big deal. It looks super messy. It was interesting. This is totally an aside, but as I was drawing this thing out, I'm like, gosh, it looks like a bunch of these symbols. And we all know what that symbol is, and we all know the power that exists within our business. I just got an off-camera cue. You can see okay? Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was very interesting to see that come up over and over again, because we know how powerful the women are in this business. But basically what we have here is the same thing that Calvenn just showed in a different format. So looking at this is all of your front line. So each one of these first people here are your personally enrolled affiliates. And the idea that Calvenn was talking about with the VIP and VIP maker is central here. So if we take all of this other stuff away, we have you and we have your first 2 people that you introduced into the business. From there, it just keeps repeating. So you help them, those first 2 people, talk to their other 2 people, and the whole thing begins to fill in like that. So I'm going to go through this in a little bit more detail and how this all factors out. Guys, this is seriously by the numbers. This is a proven plan that I've seen work in my business. I've seen it work in other businesses. the good thing about this is that it's made even easier now, and the compensation is even more significant with that. So get out of the binary mode and get into this frontline mode, and we'll talk about how that all factors into in just a minute.
Okay, perfect. Let me just get back to the screen. Okay, so here we have the mini gold rush, the day one, and again, this is the bare minimum of just bringing in people, and so we've broken it down this way to be able to show you that, you know, as you go through, and if you can see on the screen here, you've got your first person Jim and you've got your second person Ann that are frontline to you, and then below them you'll see that you've personally helped them both sponsor their first two people. And so that creates that dynamic of, you know, what it is. You know, it's that idea that, you know, you're going out and again, it's so important when you bring somebody into this business, that's not the last thing that you're going to be doing with them. And this is something that I learned personally. In one of my businesses, you know, years ago, back when my first big success in network marketing, I was all wrapped up in the idea of recruiting people. And I personally sponsored more than 1,500 people into my business. And the sad part is that I was actually proud of that. Because what happened is even though I had sponsored 1,500 people, I didn't take the time and energy to really work with those people. I just kind of brought them in and was off to the next person. And that was my biggest failure. Because, you know, when you fail to work with people and you help them get started, what happens is you stop the flow of energy. When you can work with people in this way, like the mini gold rush talks about, where you help those people personally sponsor their first two people, it creates this duplication, and it also creates this idea of synergy with people that you're going to be building and helping them build their business. Now, I don't mean to go out there and tell you to enroll people for other people. What I'm telling you to do is to go out and personally help those people. And there's a lot of great ways to be able to do that. And so, you know, in this example, it's kind of like month one is you could literally, to get started out, you could sponsor one new affiliate each week and help them build or help them personally sponsor their first two people in that first week. And then the next week you do the same thing. And if you do that, what happens is it begins to grow because everybody starts doing that for themselves. They start doing it for the people that they go into. And then in month number two here, the 60-day goal, this is where you've got your first four people in because they're doing their thing. And then you're going out and now you're bringing in another person in that 5th week and that 6th week and that 7th week and that 8th week in that 2nd month. So you're going to go out there and help those people that you're bringing in that 2nd month do the same thing. And, you know, again, it's not a race. It's more of a marathon where you're just doing the daily, weekly activities to help your business grow by bringing people in. And then anybody that you bring in as an affiliate, your number one goal within the first 48 hours is to help them personally sponsor and bring in 2 people as well. And that will create the duplication that we're looking for to create this mini gold rush where people are going to start to do the same thing. And we'll get into some numbers too here. So, and then in month 3, again, same thing. You've got all of these people that the big people here on the right are the people that you've personally sponsored, and the little people below them are the people that you've gone out and helped them personally sponsor. And then when you've done that in your month 3, you've got all of these people doing the same thing. And then that's when that momentum happens in business. It's the thing that people call, you know, catching the wave and seeing the momentum start to build, because when you've done it for 90 days and you've got other people doing the same thing, because here's what's really cool. Maybe you're a really big go-getter and you go out there and you're sponsoring 2 or 3 people a week. And then maybe you find a few people that are doing the same thing. And next thing you know, your business is growing while you're not even, you know, doing anything, or you're sleeping and your business is growing. So that's the power of this duplication. That's the power of what begins to happen. So that's that part of it, the month 3. Bruce, did you want to add anything here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you a whiteboard. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I'll go through this in a little bit more detail. Just to piggyback on what Calvenn said, I knew Calvenn when he sponsored all of those people. And thankfully, he took the time to talk to us. But we're a product of that. And actually, one of the largest business creators in all of network marketing came through Calvinn's efforts. So the cool thing is that he was not afraid to talk to people about it and to go out there. Follow up is key, though, for sure. So here's what Calvenn just talked about. I have it again across here. I have for the Gold Rush program, the details out in there in your notes, 12 frontline people. So that's 12 personally sponsored people. I have it broken out here with the numbers 1, 2s, and 3s. So 1s represent your first, let's say your first month, since we're talking about 90 days. The 2s are your second month. The 3s are your third month, totaling 12. So what happens here, and Calvenn talked about momentum. We start to see this, and we're somewhat short-sighted when we only look at this, but we look at the possibilities of what happens, because if you start to teach your people, hey, get in the way I got in, get in the way that I was taught to get in, is immediately go VIP and help other people do the same thing in 48 hours. They're in on auto ship, right? More about that in just a second. Help them become a VIP. And the whole thing about the weekly thing, the weekly payment, is that it refreshes all the time. So you're getting paid each week based on your efforts of that week. You're not having to wait a whole month. The company's not holding on to your money for a long time. It's this cycle of renewal and regeneration on a quicker pace. The thing about auto ship here is, the cool thing is, let's start to look at how these things fill in. So you have your VIPs and VIP makers, and you've taught them to do the same thing. And then all of a sudden, you start to see in your business that, hey, something really is going on here, right? I got some activity. I got one person, they put 6 people in their first week. They must have known what they were doing and had a glow party or struck some dumb luck with something. And all of a sudden, these people are coming in. They're coming in with orders that have maximized their comp plan. So they're getting all the bonuses, and they're in on auto ship, right? This is the importance of auto ship, or one of the importances in auto ship is, if we're all on auto ship here, guess what you get to do in your business? You get to calculate out your volume, your weekly volume. The other thing that it helps to do is, I mean, let's face it, we have this big business that's running that needs to be able to order product and needs to be able to figure out what the future holds. And if everyone's on auto ship, it's easier to plan things out that way. If they're on auto ship, it's also easier to say, hey, look, if each one of these people represent 100 points in auto ship, right here I got like 12 to 1,500 points that I haven't even counted yet. And all of a sudden, I'm in here and I'm looking at like a silver volume running through my business. And guess what? When that does that every week, that's exciting, you guys. So here's the point to this, is that when you build businesses like this and you start with just 2 and you teach them to do the same thing, you're creating this fill in the gap thing, which leads to momentum. Because as these things start to fill in, the more and more you go through, the more you start to see your bonuses come back in, and your pay and rank and all that stuff advances. You understand how important this momentum is. So I'll kick it back to you, Calvenn, and then we'll come back to this in just a second.
All right. Okay, so back to the leadership program here. So we're going to get into the road to Ruby, okay? Because obviously you've got the mini gold rush, and as you're building and you're growing in your business to the mini gold rush, then the next stage is the road to Ruby. And so it says, by doing and teaching both the Foundation Maker program and the Gold Rush program, you will develop a solid and profitable business for yourself, which in turn becomes the model to be duplicated in your organization. Again, duplication is key. And when people ask me, well, how do you get started? You always get started the best possible way that you can. And then that will create the duplication in your business. So see it as a formula for success and duplicate that formula in your business. The Foundation Maker program for activity and the Gold Rush program for a solidly structured and highly profitable business. When you get people to do this, that will take you into, the duplication part of it. And this will lead you to silver, gold, and on to Ruby Executive, where you'll be recognized as a leader and experience the special recognition, and you'll get the Ruby fly-in, which is going to be just an amazing opportunity to connect with some of the executives, including myself and Danny and Dr. Bruce and Renee, on trips where we can kind of really go into detail. And that's only at a Ruby level. So once you reach the rank of Ruby level, you'll be flown to a destination with other newly recognized Ruby executives for an all-expense paid trip to celebrate your success, receive one-on-one in-depth training, and much-needed rest and relaxation. So along with many recreational and fellowship opportunities, you will spend time in closed-door training and executive meetings with the entire corporate leadership team. And I remember other companies that have done this where I've been a part of it. And when I've been flown in and experienced that, there's just something magical that begins to happen. In fact, I still have pictures of when Bruce and I and Danny all flew into the same leadership training like that. And we had such a fantastic time together. And, you know, there's just a camaraderie, there's a support, but there's also just a lot of fun. We went skiing, we did a lot of great things that trip, and it was just an amazing opportunity to connect with other leaders, which is probably one of the most important things in these trips, is connecting with other leaders in the business. Because once you reach that level of success and then you start to connect with other like-minded, successful people that are at the same level or even higher ranks than you, then it begins to take you to a different level, because, you know, everything rises to its level. So when you surround yourself with those types of people, your business just gets taken to the next level. I remember hanging out with people that were making a bunch more money than I was. And the cool part about that was that it encouraged me to want to achieve more and help more people. And that's where the power of working together really comes into. Bruce, do you want to add anything about the road to Ruby?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So again, the road to Ruby, it's the same thing as the Gold Rush program. You're upping your tempo a little bit. Ruby is where, when you get to that point, I mean, it's a significant business. It represents a significant amount of impact that you're having, and you're definitely rewarded. Those were some of the funnest times we had, was building that business to the Ruby level. And once you're there, there's a cool thing in the comp plan that talks about being at Ruby. It's a 2-week qualification. So that's where you realize that you can do that and have that to be sustainable. And that's why those, the multiple week things is to make sure that you are sustainable and to show you that you can be sustainable. So we're going to go a little bit more into detail. You want to wait for the rest of this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me go to the next one.
Cool.
All right. So next page on the leadership training is depth. Okay. Now, this is where it gets really exciting and cool, because one of the things that I love about our compensation plan is that when it comes to rank advancement, there's no limitation on your depth, meaning that it doesn't matter where somebody comes in. We believe that your business is your business. And so if they come in on your 30th level, it's still going to count towards your rank volume, which a lot of companies, believe it or not, they limit you at 10 levels or 9 levels or whatever it is. They say, well, anything below that, you don't get to count towards your success, which is fascinating to me. So for me, it's all about working that depth. And so it says, working the depth of your organization under your personally enrolled affiliates is vitally important to your ongoing success in the business. And for once with Living to Be, I believe that you have an opportunity to really be excited about working with people no matter where they end up in your organization. So your goal is to assist your affiliates both personally and in depth to achieve the VIP rank. So, when you're out there working with people, because you'll have this happen, you'll have people that are way down below and they don't have the leadership that they're looking for. And what's cool about that is, because of the incentive of the rank advancements, is that you have the ability to go out and work with them. Just because they're not your personally sponsored person doesn't mean that you can't reach out to people and work with them to help them become VIPs in your business. So as you identify those that are that are builders, you'll work down under each VIP until you are 15 to 20 affiliates deep in activity. And that's really kind of where the magic begins to happen. And your responsibility is to assist the deepest, most excited new affiliates in getting started properly. And you can't assume, right, that they know what or how to do it. So, okay. So a lot of times we think that, because, they're doing something, just, it's always great to connect with people and find out what it is that they're doing, what they're working on, and how you can better to guide and help them build their business. So working to drive the VIPs deeper causes excitement and momentum to build for all the affiliates enrolled above those for whom you're working with, which happens a lot because sometimes when you've got people that are down below, that when you help those people that are down below, you actually encourage and get the other people excited that are between those people. And I've seen it happen so many times where somebody's not doing anything in their business, but then they log in, they see their back office and they see the activity, and all of a sudden they become really excited about getting started because they see the process, they see the duplication. So remember to duplicate your leader, okay? In an ongoing and growing business, you should look for and work with 3 to 4 leaders. It says on each side, but on your front line, because we kind of break this down in a way that so that you can understand it. Again, it's not that it's a left and a right side. For me, it's really about being able to look at your organization and kind of create this synergy. And so when I was building a business, it didn't matter if it was a binary or if it was a unilevel like ours is. You know, you have groups of people that you're working with. And so I just needed to organize it in my brain. So I said, okay, this is going to be my left side. This is going to be my right side. What that also did for me psychologically was allowed me to create this idea of teams. And so I was building teams. And so that's what, you know, this whole process is. So it also says here, a leader backed by a leader backed by a leader solidifies ongoing activity, encourages continuous growth. So as you're working the depth of your business and you're finding people, you may not have anybody front line to you that's really going, you know, crazy or exciting or really building their business. But what's cool about that is that when you start to work down deeper into your business, you'll find people that will just be like these superstars. And so that's the power of what we're talking about here, is really looking within your business, within your organization, to find those people that you can work with and help build that depth in your business. Bruce?
Yeah, so that is a great segue into this. So we talked about the leaders and working depth. Here's the importance of that. So one of the biggest things that I don't think, if you've never had an experience in this industry, what Calvenn said is the amount of depth that you can draw your volume from goes on and on and on. That's significant, you guys. I mean, I don't know how many other companies are willing to do that, but this is insane that's actually part of it. Here's the thing too, with Calvenn was talking about working depth. I think of in terms of a tree. Like when we have a tree growing, that one of the analogies that I love is that the deeper the deeper the root, the sweeter the fruit. Which is really prophetic at this point, because if that tree is growing its taproot deep down into it, it's insulated from drought. It gets deep into the minerals in the soil. It's can draw upon the richness of the groundwater. So that's significant as far as depth. We'll talk about width in a minute, but I want to mention this about depth is, as you're going, again, these are your frontline people. Everything underneath this, you didn't enroll them. These other people did that with you because you taught them how to do it. So let's look at this position here, right? So these people are enrolled. Maybe these two just consumed and just utilized the products. And then all of a sudden something happens here where someone sparked an interest and they went out and they built this. And let's say this multiplies 5-fold wide and 5-fold deep. All of a sudden we have all this activity down here, and this becomes just like a burning building. If we have a fire down on the first and second floor, guess what? All the other floors, you get their attention, right? So we want to kindle that fire and kindle that flame deep down into those levels so we can wake up all these people in between, right? Super important concept. When someone told me that, one of the largest builders in all of network marketing sat me down in a room full of a few other people and we went through this, blew my mind. I finally got how important it was to not only get your frontline people, but to help them, right? So leader backed by leader. Let's look at what that means. So we have two people not doing anything, and then all of a sudden we have somebody that helps their people go VIP and VIP maker, and they're coming in on auto ship, and they're coming in on a orders that can sustain their business. And then you have one after another. They're never going anywhere. I can assure you they're not going anywhere. They're not going to leave this lucrative comp plan, and they're not going to leave their friends who trusted them, and they're not going to leave you because you instilled in them, hey, I got your back. I'm here to help you, right? That's how this works. Now, if back to the auto ship, if we have this leg, let's say this is, our, let's say a platinum leg here, and representative in auto ship this week, this is a gold going ruby leg, right? So now you can look at these two things and say, oh my gosh, on this week, I have platinum volume. On the next week, I have gold going ruby volume. Maybe I ought to start working over here and use these legs and these tap roots as proof to these guys, like, hey, look, I'm doing well here, and all I'm helping people do is get their two people and helping them get their two people. So you should see my business now. You should see what it's going. So now you become your own proof in how this thing works. So building depth is critical. It's critical to a stable business. It's critical to a lucrative business that has really sweet tasting fruit. So make sure you're working in your depth and helping those people help their people. Okay?
All right, perfect. All right, let's get to that next page. All right, so leadership, and this is really where this call is with what we're talking about here right now, is there's 3 keys to leadership, okay? Key number 1 is, in order to build a large and profitable business, you must first lay a solid foundation. This is what we're talking about. So you do so by personally enrolling 15 to 20 people, which, is going to total to a total of 40 people into your business. And again, that may seem like a lot, but this is not something that we're doing just in a 1 week. I've seen it done before like that, but this is something that's going to build over time. This is not something that you're going to be doing for just, a month or 2 months. This is something that you're going to be building for the next 3 to 5 years. And so it's all about just keeping fresh people. As you get out there, you're starting to work with people, and next thing you know, you find more and more people that want to get involved. Key number 2, identify and help develop those that are ready to go now. And this is really key, because when you've got somebody that's excited, that's the person that you want to work with. I don't know how many times in network marketing I've seen it where somebody brings somebody into the business and they're trying to get somebody to do something that's not doing anything. And that's a waste of time. That's not going to help you develop your leadership skills. What's going to help you develop your leadership skills is working with people that want to be worked with, or that are passionate about doing what they're doing. So really pay attention. If somebody's not willing to do the work, don't waste your time trying to get them to want to do the work. It's got to be something that comes from within. It's got to be something that people want for themselves. And one of my things that I've always, really loved, it was by a late friend of mine named Chuck, who said, you know what, I'm looking for people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because those are the people that are like, going to go out and make something happen, going to go out and do something and really create the success in their lives. Right. So that's key number 2. And then key number 3 is work depth, and the leaders will start to emerge. As you start to go through your organization, you go through your business, and you're looking for people to work with, that's where things are going to start to happen for you. That's where things are going to start to grow for you. Look for those people while you're working down into your organization and working with other people that are working the business. And then through that, you'll find those leaders. Bruce?
Yes. So great segue, which I forgot. Looking for leaders. The only way you find leaders is through depth. Don't look for leaders on your front line. Not that you won't have them there. What I mean by that is I don't want people going, I call it whale hunting or elephant hunting. You don't want to just look for someone who's already in the business and then go try to get them into your business. Whatever. That's not the way that this is sustainable. Looking for the leaders, the only way you find them is looking at depth through your back office and through the ability to look into that. One other thing about, we talk about depth, now looking at width. This goes on forever. It's not stopping at 20. It's not stopping at 40 or 50 or 100. You want to have as many personally enrolled people as you can. That means you're actively out there sharing. That means that you're participating in events, you're participating in the different programs that are on social media. One of the things that width does for you, though, is it gives you frontline contact with immediate changes in the business, right? So you can see it opens you up into more of these little depth roots filling down, so you can get a good pulse on your business. And gang, it's just like, again, back to the tree analogy, as the roots spread out, they also capture more moisture, and they protect from, wind, and they insulate against, temperature changes and all these kinds of crazy things. So width is important as well. A couple things about width is that when we look at businesses, I love numbers, and I love telling somebody, look, here's what we need to do to accomplish this. So if you are out there sharing frontline stuff, and if you go through wanting to get this frontline in 3 months, look at sharing 15 plans and 15 products, product placements or experiences, unique experiences, 15 times in a month, right? Sounds like a lot, but when you break it down, it's, I can do a couple this week and a couple next week, 3 to 4 a week, and you're right in there, right? So commit to that 15 number, right? In that 15 number, make sure, again, that we're in properly maximized personal volume and auto ship people, right? That also includes your online tasting events or your glow parties or whatever. Be committed to sharing that one-on-one through social media. If you want to crack this into a diamond volume, we're going to change nothing about this except for we're going to accelerate time. That's the only difference, right? So instead of 3 months to do this, we might go through and, hey, let's say we share 15 a week, right? Sounds like a lot, but what if you do 3 online parties or 2 online parties and 1 belly to belly and a glow party, and you've had 25 people there. I've had some meetings in my living room where I've had 30 and 40 people at once. So guess what? There's my 15 a week, right? So as this thing starts going, we just accelerate the time signature on this, and we're going diamond, right? It's pretty cool.
Excellent. All right. So all right. So the proper mindset, which is obviously key to what we're doing here, okay? Because as it states here, mindset is 90% of winning. If you want to achieve the success that you're looking to achieve with Living to Be and going diamond by February 1st, it's all about mindset. And so let me tell you a little bit about the mindset of a normal distributor or a normal affiliate. It's up and down. And one day it's going great and you're on top of the world because you've got some new activity or you've got some new people doing some stuff. And then next thing you know, the next day, it's like the world's coming to an end. So, that's it all comes down to the mindset of what it is that you want to achieve and maintaining that focus on what it is that you want to achieve in your business, in your life. And so here's 4 different factors for mindset. Okay. Number 1 is believe. You must have the right BS, okay, which stands for belief system. You've got to believe in the product. You've got to believe in the industry. You've got to believe in the company, and you have to believe in yourself. If you can do all of those things, okay, and I believe in the product, I believe in this company, and I believe in the industry, and I believe in myself, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that the success that is going to come to everybody with Living to Be, and myself included, is because we've got all of these 4 factors, and we're always constantly building and working with people to achieve those results. Okay, so that's believe. Number 2 is fact. Okay, as your beliefs go up, your fears go down. So when you believe in the company, when you believe in the product, when you believe in the industry and yourself, your fears go down. When you're feeling confident, like I said, it's so easy to go up to somebody and talk to them or work with them. So as your beliefs go up, your list of people you talk to gets larger. So when you start to have that belief and you start to see the results, the success, it's like, it's easy to pick up the phone and talk to somebody about the business and the opportunity or the products because you know they work. Like a lot of people right now, they're getting the products out. The products are being received by some of our affiliates that are out there, and they're starting to use them. And so their believability is going to go up. You know, I got the products over the weekend. I didn't open the package up until today. And I tried the Instant Smooth, and I was like, holy cow, this stuff is pretty amazing. And so it starts to create that excitement because we know that, and we understand that there's a believability factor there. So as your beliefs go up, as long as you take action, your check will go up as well. Okay, so you take action, you get out there, you start working with people, you start building with them. Everything is going to start to grow with that. So the third part is how to increase beliefs. Well, attend as many events, parties, glow parties, and calls as possible. That's why we have so many of them. We want people to be engaged. That's why we're willing to do the Tuesday night training calls, to work with people, to really get them to understand. That's why I encourage people. I have no problem. My phone number is out there. If you need it, go on my website, go on Facebook, message me, text me. Do whatever you need to do in order to achieve the result that you need to achieve by increasing your believability, because I can talk to anybody. I can work with anybody. You just have to work your way through those fears, work your way through this process to be able to create the success that you're looking for. So if you need to talk, call me. If you need to get some inspiration, attend one of the calls, talk to your upline, do something, but never limit yourself to think that you need to do this on your own. I promise you this, you will never, ever achieve success on your own, period. You've got to be connected to people. You've got to work with people. You've got to let people understand who and what you are and create that foundation of support so that you can achieve something that you've never achieved before. And then the last one is perspective. Okay, if you've had a bad week, then you need an event. And if you've had a good week, then you need an event. You need to do something. You've got to attend the calls, attend the glow parties, have a party for yourself, do something to enhance your perspective and create the success that you're looking for, because that's going to give it to you. If you don't have faith in something, then grab some Instant Smooth and go out there and tighten some people's wrinkles up, because it will give you that believability about what we're doing and what we're about. Helping other people feel amazing, helping other people create success in their lives and to feel good about themselves. That's why we've attracted people like Bruce and Renee and Danny and then Jennifer and all the affiliates that we're working with, like Aaron and Lindsay and everybody else. We all are working together to better the lives of other people. When we talk about our mission statement, hope, helping others prosper eternally, it is something that we feel at our core because we want to help people achieve success. I want you to be free of stress. I want you to have financial abundance. I want you to have friends and have joy in your life and happiness and be able to create success with other people. And then I also want you to go out and experience it and travel the world with us and have fun and celebrate life as it is. So whatever you need to do to get connected to that, do it. Don't leave it to anybody else but yourself, because you're the only one that can reach out. You're the only one that can connect, and you're the only one that can make this happen for you. But through the support that we have, we're really excited to be able to work with you. And Bruce, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thanks. Hey, gang, last little bit about numbers now. This is where really, again, my mind was blown the first time that I was shown this. But just to review, VIP maker, on auto ship, right? Proper planning, coming in, ordering sensibly, right? So we want to make sure that's dialed in. But look here, out of 10, these are your personally enrolled affiliates. Here's by the numbers. 8 will consume or use the product, right? Out of those 8, 4 to 6 might share it, right? So 4 to 6 might talk to their friends or family about it, like, hey, my wrinkles are gone, it's pretty cool. And they share it. Or, man, I don't have the brain fog anymore, or I'm losing weight, whatever it is. Out of those 4 to 6, 2 of them will build. And they might go out and say, yeah, I'll have an online event, or I'll have a little thing at my house, right? And maybe one of those will do something significant. Here's how it goes. Out of 20, same statistics, 16 of them will use. 8 to 12 will share it on some level, whether they share it just because they're friendly, because they want to get their product for free, or they want some extra gas money, or they want to do a little bit more. Out of those, 2 to 4 will start to build it. And in those 2 to 4, we're going to start to identify some leaders, right? From there, one of them out of those 2 to 4 goes big, right? In our 20, right, I listed up 12 in the first 3 months. This is not a sprint, you guys. This is a marathon. This is something that we're in for the duration, right? So thinking about 20 people in 90 days might be a lot, but thinking about 20 people in a year or 20 people in 6 months or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. So we look at 20, and double that, and you get double the numbers. So we have 1 to 2 people going big, right? And by going big, I mean like find someone like Renee, or find someone like Aaron or Lindsay, or any of these people that all of a sudden just grabbed it and was like, boom, here we are, right? So this is the breakdown. So you can go back to the board, and by the way, when someone sits down to you, don't get the whiteboard out and just start drawing circles on it. We don't need to do that. Let them watch the video when they're ready, right? That freaks people out. So going through this, though, with the people that aren't able to watch this and getting them on board with it gives them hope that this is a deconstructed plan of how to go diamond in 90 days for sure. Last thing, I want to leave you with this. Most of us have this. We want to have something, right? So the very next question comes in is, if I want to have something, can you see that, Calvin? Do. Okay. So it brings the next question is, well, what do I need to do? Right? And in this cycle is a bunch of busy work. It's a bunch of distractions. It might be an opportunity. It might be input from, someone that doesn't believe in you. It might be the world telling you you can't. And this whole have-do thing, it runs into this dead end. The very next thing, the next question that I need everyone to ask that has a have, that has a desire, that wants to change their station in life, that wants more freedom, that wants to help other people, that wants to retire their spouse, that wants a second chance, is this one. Who do I need to be? We talked about leaders, and we talked about people sharing. If you want to identify leaders in your business, you need to be the leader, right? You need to act like a leader. There's certain things that we went through in this very presentation about how to be a leader. If you can focus on this versus this, all this whole other stuff will take care of itself. If you can be that person, right? Be the leader, be the one that you're looking for, all of this stuff begins to fall into place. And it's work either way, but it's a heck of a lot easier when you're coming to it from the leadership standpoint than the other one, like, what do I need to do? All this busy work and stuff, right? So be the person that you're looking for, and all of a sudden, those people will start to emerge in your depth. Those people will start to wake up the people between you. Those people are the ones that you can point to that said, look, this is working in my business. All you have to do is the same thing I did to get started. That's it. Back to you, Calvin.
Perfect. So, this is the simplicity of what we're doing here today. It's just breaking down your business, breaking down the action for what you need to do in order to accomplish this road to diamond by February 1st, 2019. Of course, you know what? Let's say that you work really hard for the next 90 days, the next 120 days, whatever it is, and you don't achieve that, but look and imagine about where you're going to be if you go after this in a way that you've never gone after anything in your life. And that's really what I want to encourage you to do, because obviously we've got the $10,000 cash bonus, and we've got the additional 5,000 CEO cash bonus from Danny, for a total of $15,000 if you can hit diamond by February 1st of 2019. And so we have October, November, December, and January, 4 months of just excitement, because right now is the prime time for people that are looking for an opportunity. They've got holidays coming up. They're looking to find a way to make more money. And I have seen some amazing things that people have been able to accomplish when they put their mind to it. I've seen just incredible growth through the months of October, November, December, and into January, and it just takes on the momentum. I've got some great friends out there right now building businesses and doing things. And I tell you what, it's the people are out there looking. So many people are out there looking for an opportunity to achieve something, to get behind a product like, Living to Be's Timeless and Inspired and Unleashed. And it is such a powerful place to be able to be. With the rewards that we have in place, with the cash bonuses that we have in place, I'm really excited to be able to, help you. And I'm here for you. If you need to talk, if you want to, put me on the call with a leader or anybody that's looking to build a business, then by all means do it, because we're here to support you 100%. I want to make Danny pay a lot of these $5,000 cash bonuses, maybe 10, 20 of them. Because I think that would be a fun story for people, because you know what? All it takes is somebody with a little bit of desire, some ambition, and just some activity to go out there and create the success they're looking to create in their lives. And I believe it can be you. I have no doubt in my mind that there are people that are on this call that can achieve this with ease and grace. And then there's also people that we haven't even met yet that will achieve this by February 1st, 2019. And that's the power of what duplication is and what it stands for. So I want to say thank you to Dr. Bruce for spending the time with me tonight to be able to go through this. I love his insights. I love the way he kind of just shares the information in a different and unique way to help people be able to break this down. And I appreciate all of you attending tonight to be here. We'll get this posted and put up on YouTube. So if anybody in your team didn't see it tonight, we'll make sure that it's up there so that people can watch this. And Dr. Bruce, do you have anything else you want to add before we close it up?
No, I'm good. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see people busting these ranks out in the Q4 of this year. It's going to be amazing.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Tuesday. It's just the middle of our week. We've got tomorrow's call at 12 o'clock with Dr. Bruce and Renee Stevens. It'll be a great call. And then we've got the Thursday, Friday momentum calls with Aaron. And so really looking forward to it. Again, if you need anything, reach out. Don't be shy. The people that create the success are the people that are willing to reach out and ask for help. So do that, make it happen. I appreciate all of you and look forward to sharing with you a little bit more next week. We'll figure out something to give some trainings on. Also, join Lindsay tomorrow morning at 9:30 on the Zoom calls for her, really short, quick, great training to start your day off. And with that being said, this is Calvenn Starre, and I'm living to be unleashed and on the road to diamond. So have a great night, everybody.
Thanks.